It's 6:20. Welcome back, and it's time to take a look at your money. The Consumer Confidence Index measures the degree of optimism American consumers have on their jobs, income, and state of the U.S. economy. But in February, the latest data showed that the level of consumer confidence had its largest monthly decline in 3.5 years. The data also reported Americans' short-term outlook turned from optimistic to pessimistic. But what exactly is causing this sudden drop in consumer confidence? Financial advisor Mark Ivacheski is joining us now on Zoom to break it down for us. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Ava. Great to see you again. Happy Monday.
Yes, happy Monday and happy St. Patrick's Day. Mark, first off, tell us a little bit more about the data within the last Consumer Confidence Index.
The Consumer Confidence Index, Ava, has long been used by Wall Street as kind of that key measure of consumer optimism. It's released each month and has a benchmark of 100. So any level above 100 indicates an optimism on consumer, on jobs, on income, on the economy. Conversely, any level below 100 conveys consumer pessimism. Now, for the month of February, the Consumer Confidence Index was reported at 98.3, a significant drop from January's level of 105.3. In fact, that 7-point drop, Ava, was the largest monthly decline since August of 2021. But more importantly, it did mark that transition from consumer optimism to consumer pessimism.
So, Mark, what do you think is the main driver behind this sudden drop in consumer confidence?
When you dive into the metrics and all that data within the latest Consumer Confidence Index, there's two common themes of concern that pop up. The first is persistently high inflation, and the second, more recent, are these escalating trade wars initiated by President Trump. Now, on the inflation side, Ava, the latest data shows that in February, the national rate of inflation actually fell from 3.1 to 2.8%. Now, this was the first decline in the inflation rate in about 5 months. But, despite this positive news on the inflation front, inflation still remains excessively high. But it's these trade wars, Ava, that have added yet almost like another level of uncertainty on the consumer. What foreign goods will be tariffed? At what percentage will that tariff be? Which U.S. trading partners will these tariffs be imposed on? How long will these tariffs last? And finally, what U.S.-made goods will be targeted for retaliation? So, these tariffs just kind of add another level of consumer anxiety.
And Mark, for consumers like us and those watching at home, do you think the greater concern is the higher prices on certain goods these tariffs might bring, or is it the potential impact of these tariffs on the U.S. economy?
Great question. Look, the whole purpose of tariffs is, when you think about it, it's to influence consumer decisions. For example, instead of you buying a Chinese product, Ava, that now costs more because of a 25% tariff, you can buy an equivalent product that's either made in the United States or imported from some other country that isn't being tariffed. So for consumers, there is an element of maneuverability, so to speak, to avoid paying higher costs in many cases. So the data is showing the area of greatest concern is the impact these tariffs might have on the economy, especially the labor market. Because if you think about it, your job is your primary means of how you support yourself, how you support your family. And if you start getting concerned about the stability, security of your job, that creates anxiety among consumers. And Ava, we're definitely starting to see that anxiety represented in these latest consumer confidence numbers.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, and we'll see you next Monday.
Enjoy the rest of your week, Ava. Stay warm.
You too.